So I'm sitting here on this crappy afternoon here in New Jersey. It's raining. It was lightning last night. I have my dog right here. She's sleeping. I got my coffee. What else can you ask for, right? And I figured, let me make a video going over the 5 most beaten down stocks that I'm looking at right now. And I figured, hey, what better time to do it than right now? So here we are, guys. If y'all find value, of course, hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe. And don't forget to get up to 17 stocks from Moomoo. The clock is ticking, even though I don't have a watch on. The clock is ticking, guys. Time is running out for that. Get up to 17 stocks. Link down below. And now let's dive into it. So again, it is a crappy day today, and I figured this is the best time to make a video. There's nothing else to do, so let's just dive into it with stock number 1. And by the way, guys, full disclosure, these are all for trades. All these stocks that I'm looking at here are not for long-term investments. They're for short-term trades. We're going to break down charts today. We're going to break down technicals, so keep it in mind. These may be great long-term investments, but for the sake of this video, we're talking about them from a short-term trading perspective. So with that out of the way, let's break down the first stock, which is none other than Enphase. And I've covered Enphase before on the channel time and time again, right? You guys have probably seen that. You might remember that. And recently, Enphase has gotten destroyed. And you could argue that it got a little bit ahead of itself over the course of the second half of 2022, which it did. I mean, the stock went from 175 back in July all the way to $340 by the beginning of December. So it did run a good amount during that time period. And throughout the entire year in 2023 so far, guys, it's been bludgeoned. I mean, look at this. The stock went from 340 back in the middle of December. Now it's under $200 a share. It's at $195 to be exact. In other words, it is down over 40%. So it's well in a bear market. A bear market, if you guys didn't know, is 20%, a drop of 20% from recent highs. This thing is down 40% from recent highs. And mind you guys, on Friday, it went down 4.2%, the last trading day prior to me filming this video. So it did not do well at all on Friday in the midst of the overall green market that we saw. We had all the indexes go up, the Russell, NASDAQ, Dow, S&P, but Enphase did not do well. It went down 4.2%, and it looks like clearly to me, at least right now in the short term, the downtrend is continuing. Lower highs are being made. We got rejected by the moving averages. Now we're starting to go for a potential lower low. The low from the middle of March was right around 180. That is where this could be going based on the chart. But if we peel the layers back a little bit, let's pull up the 3-year chart on Enphase. It doesn't look that bad. It actually looks like the uptrend is still holding. It looks like it just got, like I said, ahead of itself, and now we're starting to pull back. Well, not starting to pull back. We did pull back, and now's the moment of truth for the bulls. Are we going to get buyers to come in at about 165, 70, 75, right? 180, or are we going to just fall through the floor here? And if we break under 150, that's where the bears are really going to start gaining momentum. So at this point, guys, I'm watching the 3-year chart on Enphase and, of course, the 4-hour chart to see if we're going to break out, if we start to reverse. If we start reversing out of the moving averages here, let's say we start breaking back over 200, 210, 215, that's where we could start to get the confirmation here on the 4-hour, where on the 3-year chart, the uptrend would continue, if that makes any sense. So Enphase looks pretty good. It doesn't look pretty good yet on the 4-hour chart, but the 3-year chart looks decent, and it's very beaten down. Now we just have to wait for the confirmation. So I'm going to set my alert. I'm going to put multiple alerts here. I'll put one at 200. Mark is at or above 200. I'll put another one. Let me do this now. Mark is at or above $215 a share, and we'll see where it goes from that point. So the next one here is HLT, which is Hilton Worldwide Holdings. This went down about 2.8%, almost 3% on Friday, and it's pretty beaten down, guys, pretty beaten down. It went from 152 back in the middle of February. Now it's what, 130? It's down, in other words, about 15%. Not quite yet in a bear market like Enphase is, but it is in correction territory. It's down over 10% from a recent high, which means it's in correction territory, right? And you guys can probably see the uptrending channel here, the uptrend in general, is still holding on this 4-hour chart. You guys can see we've traded within this channel for months as far as this 4-hour chart goes back. And if we pull up the yearly chart, you guys can see we've been digging ourselves out of this hole, from about a year ago. You can see back in April of 2022, HLT was at 167. It dumped all the way to 108 by the middle of June, actually maybe beginning of July. Either way, that was a huge drop in a short amount of time, almost 3 months. It went down 35%. And since that point, again, we've been digging ourselves out of this hole, and we've been, making higher highs, higher lows, all that good stuff, holding within this channel. So I think HLT is due for some sort of relief rally, some sort of bounce. I'm not saying it's going to go all the way back to 150, even though it could. I'm not saying in the short term it will do that, but could it go from, let's say, 130, 135, maybe back to 140, 145 in the very short term? Yes, in a short-term relief rally bounce, that is what I think could happen. So HLT, very oversold, very beaten down, looking for a relief rally on that. And of course, Coinbase, guys. We got news last week that the SEC issued crypto exchange Coinbase a Wells notice warning the company that it identified potential violations of U.S. securities law. And, quote, based on discussions with the staff, the company believes these potential enforcement actions would relate to aspects of the company's spot market staking service Coinbase Earn, Coinbase Prime, and Coinbase Wallet. Coinbase said in a regulatory filing, quote, the potential civil action may seek injunctive relief, disgorgement, and civil penalties. A Wells notice is typically one of the final steps before the SEC formally issues charges, so there is heightened risk here, guys, with Coinbase, probably the most risky one out of all these in the short term, because again, a Wells notice is typically one of the final steps before the SEC issues formal charges. So maybe we do get those charges in the next couple of weeks, which could cause more downside in Coinbase stock. But in the short term, guys, kind of in this gray area period, if you will, maybe we get a relief rally. That's kind of why I'm watching it at this point, in the very short term. And my alert's at $70. You guys can see right here, it's at $70. And overall, look, even though we got this news, which caused the stock to go down 15, 20% on that day, we got the news, we're still holding the uptrend here. We still consolidated on Friday, went up 2.3%. We're still holding the mid-60s. That's a very good sign for the bulls. So let's see if we could end up breaking back over 70, which is where my alert's at. Maybe we get some sort of rally there. That's what I'm watching out for on Coinbase here. And the next stock, guys, which actually, before we talk about the next stock, if you guys have not gotten your free stocks yet, up to 17 stocks from Moomoo, it's limited time. You only have a couple days left. Use that link down below. Once you open up an account with Moomoo, you get 1 free share of stock. If you deposit at least $100, you get 4 more free shares, plus 2 shares of either AI or BBAI. So right off the bat, with $100 deposited, you're getting 7 stocks. And if you deposit at least $1,000, guys, listen to this, you get another 10 stocks, totaling 17 free stocks. So if you want some free money, which again, limited time, guys, clock is ticking. And if you want to help out the channel, use that Moomoo link down below. And now let's dive into the next stock, which is ticker symbol LRCX, which you guys probably know is Lam Research, which again is ticker symbol LRCX. Lam Research went down over 4% on Friday. It closed right around $500 a share, so not the best day for Lam Research. And by the looks of it, guys, we clearly got rejected last week by the the resistance from back in the beginning of February, being about 530 to 540-ish. You guys can see that. So we tried breaking out. We got rejected, and now we got pretty oversold as of last Friday, which again, 4% red day is what we got on Friday. And at this point, guys, even though we're a little oversold, not as oversold as some of the other stocks, but we are more oversold on the RSI, this is now holding, or approaching rather, the moving averages and the trend line here on the 4-hour chart. You guys see it, right? We're still technically holding an uptrend, a higher low, but at the same time, again, we're getting rejected at 535. So we have an ascending triangle here on LRCX, very clear as day to me, and I'm looking to see if buyers come in where we are now, whether it be 495, 500, 505. This $5-10 window right here is going to be very critical for, the next couple of days for the bulls, because if we fall through this point, let's say this falls under, 500, 480, we start getting under the lows from, February, March, right? We start breaking those levels. That's not going to be good for the bulls, right? But if we do hold here at 500, we might be getting a bounce, right? We might be due for some sort sort of relief rally, maybe back towards 530, 540. Maybe we start breaking out and we see the leg up and we see the ascending triangle play out. So what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts on those down below in the comments. And the last stock for the video, guys, if you stuck till the end, let me know in the comments. Drop an emoji or a money sign emoji, whatever kind of emoji, if you guys stuck till the end. I appreciate you all. As always, the last stock is none other than TTWO, which I haven't talked about in a while. This is Take-Two Interactive, a video game company. If you guys didn't know, I'm noticing a big resistance coming up here on Take-Two, and it's not as oversold or beaten down as some of the other ones that we've talked about, but it's still oversold, I guess you could argue, on the 3-year chart. The 3-year chart has this thing very beaten down. It's down from all-time highs of 214 to now what, 118. It's down 45%. So yeah, pretty beaten down of a stock, guys, which is why it qualifies for this video. And if we pull up the 4-hour chart, we're noticing we're approaching a big level of resistance at about 119, at about 120, which was the high from earlier this month of March. And if that point is able to break, guys, right around 120, I'll set my alert there right now. Let me do that. Mark is that we're above 120. That is where we could start to get another move, a big leg up towards the highs from, when was this? The end of October, being about 127. That's where this could go. And if 127 were to break, 130 followed by, let's say, 135 to 137, that's where this could be going. You guys can see if I draw out these levels that, those are some upside targets on TTWO. So those are a couple stocks, guys, that I'm watching here. Enphase, Hilton, Coinbase, Lam Research, and Take-Two Interactive. And of course, let me know what stocks you're watching in the comments down below. And again, these are all for trades, guys, not for long-term investments. These are all for trades. So if you all found value in the video, hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe. Check out the Patreon if you want to keep up with my Patreon portfolio, the Discord chat. You want to see my charts throughout the day. That's on Patreon, plus more, guys. There's a bunch on Patreon. Link down below. And don't forget to get up to 17 stocks for Moomoo. All the details are down below as well. And with that being said, cheers, guys. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.